Hey everyone, sorry if you were in on the live chat there last night and we got cut off. I'm not all that familiar with the technology stuff, but I think my phone was trying to connect to the Wi-Fi in the house when I was out here in the garage, and there's not a good connection. And then I'm not sure what happened after that, but everything ended. So I'm sorry. We were having some good conversations, and I just want to say thank you to everyone that joined. But anyways, when we were on our trip in West Virginia last week, Steve from Sawdust and Sweat joined up with me. Some of you already know that, but he did a little video of me sharpening his chainsaw for him and asked a bunch of questions, which might help some of you guys. And then right before he left, he also did a video of me explaining what I look for when I'm cutting trees. Prior to cutting the tree, what I'm looking at, and everything else. And if you guys are curious about that at all and want to know more about my pre-steps of cutting trees, because I don't really show that in my videos. I don't really think you guys would want to see me standing underneath the tree, looking up like this and walking around the tree 20 times and then me cut the tree down. So I never showed that. I might show, like a glimpse of me looking up. But there's times I spend 10 minutes, 15 minutes looking up at a tree, looking at all the other trees, trying to figure out what I want to do. And looking for any hazards. That's one thing with logging is you can never be safe enough. And I try my best to see what's going to happen and to I usually run multiple scenarios through my head of what's going to happen, what could happen, what am I going to do with these scenarios. So with a safe, like coming from a safety aspect, it's definitely a very good video for you guys to check out if you want to. And I'm not saying I know everything, and I'm not saying my way is the best way. This is just how I do things. And I will always tell you guys, I still have a lot more to learn, as we all should. If we're working in the woods, doing any type of timber industry, firewood industry, just homeowners, landowners, we all have more to learn. I don't care who you are. Buck and Billy Ray, he's still learning. I'm still learning. Some of the best loggers on the planet, they're all still learning, and there's a reason why people keep getting better and better and better at what they do. It's because they keep learning. They're not stuck in one way. They're willing to adapt. They're willing to learn. They're willing to put their safety ahead of anything else and the safety of others that they may be working with. And that's very important. There is no one way to cut a tree. There is obviously the wrong way to cut a tree. If you have the tree go backwards on you, or there are certain techniques of cutting trees, and they all work for different people. As you guys know, I'm a big fan of the bore cut. It's what I feel most comfortable with cutting with. I don't do the bore cut all the time, but I'd say 90% of the time. But I'm not going to press that on you guys saying that's the only way to cut a tree. It's not. There's a whole bunch of different ways to cut trees. There's a whole bunch of different ways to do a lot of things. But when it comes to safety, that comes before anything else. And that's what this video that Steve is going to put up is going to show you guys. And I hope you guys take the time to check it out. But have a blessed day. you guys are probably wondering why the heck I didn't cut that cucumber down. And the main reason was I didn't really have a good place to put it. I checked the whole tree over, made sure everything was all safe. It was all safe for me to cut, but I didn't have a good place to drop it. I would have destroyed a whole bunch of small trees. I would have destroyed some other trees. And the more I started looking around, the more I realized it's either I gotta cut something else or I just don't cut it at all. When I was looking around, I noticed this maple about 50 yards away from the tree, and the whole top was starting to die out of it. It had a whole bunch of dead branches in it. If you listen to me when I'm pounding the wedges in, I say something about the dead branches shaking up there, and I kept on looking up after every hit because I don't want one of them things to come down on top of me. But anyways, I'm going to leave the cucumber there because it's a good, healthy tree. If I was to leave that maple there, it'd be dead in another 10 years when they go to, do another select cut logging. And then there's some nice maple coming up around it. There's a whole bunch of little hemlock. But the evergreens is good for is good for the habitat around here. They're not worth the money like the maple is. So anyways, that's why. All sorts of dead stuff shaking up there. Well, that couldn't have landed any better.